Steve Carter, your host here for the Easy Stress Cure Show. This is going to be quite a different episode than one you may have heard in the past if you've been a long-time listener. It involves the intersection of reputation, choices that we make, and yes, stress is certainly a part of this story. The situation involves someone who has been a long-time member of the podcasting community, highly respected, well respected, someone who has been looked up to by podcasters for more than a decade, probably 14, 15 years, until, something happened, and that's why I'm sharing this story. How does this relate to stress? Stay with me, and I will guarantee you will understand the answer as we proceed. In recent days, there was a leak from the Supreme Court suggesting that Roe v. Wade would be overturned. And by the way, this is not any commentary about Roe v. Wade. But this gentleman, who I referred to earlier, is a very strong pro-life advocate. And he shared some fairly strong sentiments about the pending reversal on Twitter. This gentleman had recently been voted onto the governor's board for an industry organization. As a result of his tweets, there was a petition that was launched among organizational members and possibly others outside of the organization, urging the board to remove him from his newly elected position as a governor on the board. Ultimately, the board did in fact remove him as a governor. Things got very, very messy. There was a lot of commentary around this. And this gentleman issued some tweets and some comments out to his email base, basically saying that this organization really was no longer able to represent diverse points of view, diverse opinions. Whether he was correct or whether he is not correct is not the point. The point here is, through his public postings, he has created many enemies. And you could say he's undone the goodwill that has built up for him as someone who has been well respected in the podcast community for more than 15 years, 14 years, something like that. Quite a long time. I share this as a cautionary tale, asking you to please be very, very careful about what you choose to post on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram. Pick your choice of social media. I think we've all seen posts that when we read them, there's a visceral reaction, which is a stress reaction, actually. This reaction that we have to jump in there and set this individual straight. How could he or she post such information, such opinions, such points of view that are so obviously wrong? And when we do that, we are setting ourselves up for potential damage to our reputation, to our emotional well-being, to our status within a community. It can create enemies where there were none before. And I ask you this question: how many opinions do you hold that have been changed by something you have read online, by someone's comments in a Facebook post or somewhere else? What opinions have you changed based on someone's snarky comments or even well thought out comments that you've seen posted on Twitter, on Facebook, or somewhere else? If you're like me, the chances are there have been no changes on any important issues. Some of our beliefs we have created ourselves based on our own experience. Some of our beliefs we absorb from our parents and from others as we grow up. Those beliefs are hard-won and very, very difficult to change. Sometimes we have a sense that, the world deserves my opinion. The world deserves to know what I think about this important topic. Once I share my point of view, well, then everyone who reads it is obviously going to agree with me because of the power of my persuasive words, the rightness of my decision, the rightness of my views. Everyone who reads my posts, who hears my arguments, will immediately change their points of view, will change their opinions, and will come to understand these important issues in the way that I understand them. They will come to the same beliefs that I hold. Now, as you heard that, I'm sure there was a part of you that thought, no, that is simply not the way the world works. If you feel you must post on social media, post about something that is non-controversial. Cat videos are great. Dogs doing tricks, all of those things are just fine. And by the way, watch out for clicking that like button. If you like a post by someone who at the time seemed to be fine, and later on it's discovered that no, this person was anything but fine, the fact that you liked his post could draw you into the controversy that surrounds that individual. So please do be careful. Avoid the temptation to share opinions on controversial topics. The way things are these days, cancel culture is in full swing. And it doesn't matter whether you are a liberal, a libertarian, a conservative, regardless of your political beliefs, regardless of your religious beliefs, you will be well served to avoid posting on anything that is remotely controversial. You're not going to change anyone's mind, but you are creating a permanent record that could perhaps keep you from getting a job in the future, because potential employers will look at social media accounts of potential employees, and that is particularly a challenge for some of the young people who have photographs of them doing things in their high school or college years that, would be better left unposted. If you have any inflammatory posts in your social media accounts, I would encourage you to remove them, delete them. You're not only doing yourself a huge favor, but you're also doing a favor for your family members and people who care about you. If you would like to reach me to comment on this or any other episode, email me at cartermethod@gmail.com, cartermethod@gmail.com. To listen to previous episodes of this podcast and other stress relief podcasts, visit us at stressreliefradio.com and click the podcasts tab on that website. Until our next visit, your host here, Stephen Carter, and I wish you and your loved ones blessings in abundance.